Xavier Sal, Infested Captain, is an incredibly versatile commander. He's great with Planeswalkers, which is where you'll see most decks focus him. He's great with Fungi and Saprolings. He's great with +1 counters. He's good with Infect. He's good with Sagas. I'm going to share some of my favorite cards that get the most out of his Populate ability. Tap, remove a counter from another permanent you control, and populate it. You're going to need a suite of copy spells to get the token creatures that you need to populate. Just check the deck list below and see which copy spells I run. But really, all you need to make sure is that the cards that you pick are making token copies. Cards like Spark Double are not very helpful because Xavier can't populate them. They are just a normal creature, not a token copy. Make sure you put these lands in your Xavier deck. We got Vivid Creek, Vivid Grove, Vivid Marsh, as well as Tendo Ice Bridge and Llanowar Reborn. They come in with counters on them, so we can eat them with Xavier to populate. Reap and Sow and Tempt with Discovery are my favorite ramp spells in the deck because they can go get me these very lands. Chronozoa is the best card in Xavier's 99. You'll have to fight me on this. I will die on this hill. It's a 4-mana creature, so we can play it the turn after Xavier comes out, and we can immediately tap Xavier to eat one of the vanishing counters that it entered with. We don't even need a populate target to do this. We just want to get the vanishing counters down as quickly as possible. On the next turn, the vanishing counters are going to be going down to 1 automatically, and then we can activate Xavier's populate ability, removing the last vanishing counter, making you sacrifice Chronozoa, making 2 copies of Chronozoa in its place. Then the populate ability goes off and you make a 3rd Chronozoa. Wow. Now, every turn, we're going to be populating another Chronozoa with Xavier's ability. All the while, all the Chronozoa are automatically ticking down, trying to duplicate themselves. It gets really out of hand. A huge board of 3/3 flyers is like developing itself. If you throw in a Garruk's Pack Leader or a Tribute to the World Tree, you're going to be drawing an insane amount of cards. Speaking of Garruk's Pack Leader, it itself makes a very good copy target because when you copy him, you're going to draw a card. And then when you populate it with Xavier, you're going to draw 2 cards. And then on the next turn, you're going to populate again and draw 3 cards. You see where this goes. So let's double down on the ridiculous populate nonsense with City of Death. It's a 3-mana saga with 6 chapters. The first chapter is to make a treasure token, and the remaining 5 are make a copy of a token you control. At its worst performance, this is going to make you 6 treasure tokens, which is already pretty good. But if we have one of our copied creatures out, then we can be populating using the lore counters off of this saga. So every turn, this saga will make a token copy of one of our creatures, and then we're going to do it again using Xavier's ability by removing a lore counter from the saga. Very good, very good. And that also means that this enchantment will stay around forever because Xavier will be able to remove each time, remove the lore counter every time it adds 1. In a similar vein, the Bath Song will be giving us counters for populating as well as crazy card advantage. We'll play this as soon as Xavier is down. So we'll play Xavier, play this the next turn, and we'll draw 2 cards, discard a card, and Xavier can tap and get rid of a lore counter, and we can just keep it suppressed, basically. Every single turn, we will draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. Ominous Seas is a cheap enchantment that we can play before Xavier, and it provides both things that we need for our strategy. We need the counters for Xavier to use to populate, and it will provide token creatures that we can actually populate. So, both things that we need to keep the deck going. Mystic Remora is a classic turn 1 play in Commander, but in this deck, you're going to be playing it after you get Xavier out. Xavier can eat the age counters and keep the cumulative upkeep to 1 mana for as long as he's around. You can do this for any of your favorite cumulative upkeep cards, like Elephant Grass or Glacial Chasm. Yeesh. Arixmathes, Slumbering Isle, is a legendary creature, which makes him a very poor candidate for copying. However, he comes in the turn after Xavier with counters that Xavier can help get rid of. as well as it ramps us, as well as it's a very big body, a 12/12. So he's just a sweet card to throw in here. I love Eric Smithies. Cultivator Colossus is my second favorite card to copy in this deck. He's a huge trampler with an insane ETB effect. Every time you copy or populate him, you're going to get to draw a card and put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. If you have the aforementioned Garrick's Pack Leader or Tribute to the World Tree out, you'll be drawing an extra card every time he enters the battlefield, and you'll get a higher chance to chain the card draw land drops with Cultivator's ability. Quest for Ancient Secrets is a good way to keep a ton of counters on standby. Even if you have a lot of untappers, or if you have even infinite untaps, you can only populate as many times as counters you have around. So 1 mana to drop Quest for Ancient Secrets, it just kind of acts as a piggy bank for counters. And it's also good anti-mill insurance. In a similar vein, you can run Surge Node. It's a 1 mana drop for basically another piggy bank. Just get a lot of counters on the field for 1 mana. Gen of Wishes is one of my favorite cards to copy. It's funny, and I think it's good. He ETBs with wish counters, which, great, because he can supply his own populates. As well as being a beefy 4/4 flyer, he can give you free non-land card casts off the top of your library. So, pretty sweet card. Creekwood Liege is another funny card to copy. He's going to make you a 1/1 worm on your upkeep, but with his Lord abilities, that's actually a 3/3 worm. Copy the Creekwood Liege, and the worms become 5/5s, and you also get an extra worm on each of your turns. Populate a couple more lieges into play, and you're going to have a very, very strong worm army. Xavier has so many good cards, it's crazy. I just wanted to share some of my favorite cards that complement a copy or populate playstyle. I hope I helped you find some new cards for your deck. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, Magic the Gathering, Hunt Showdown content. Have a nice day.